Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're reading from the 13th chapter of the Śrīmad Bhagavatam's 10th canto. Brahma is stealing the boys and calves. Text 25. Is that correct? Yes. Go-gopīnāṁ mātṛtā asmin āsīt sneha ṛdhikām vinā puraḥ-vat āshu api hareḥ tokatā māyayā vinā. Tokatā māyayā vinā. Go-gopīnāṁ. For both the cows and the gopīs. The elderly cowherd women. Mātṛtā. Motherly affection. Asmin. Unto Kṛṣṇa. Āsīt. There ordinarily was. Sneha. Of affection. Ṛdhikām. Any increase. Vinā. Without. Purovad. Like before. Āshu. There was among the cows and gopīs. Api. Although. Hareḥ. Of Kṛṣṇa. Tokatā. Kṛṣṇa is my son. Māyayā vinā. Without māyā. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Previously, from the very beginning, the gopīs had motherly affection for Kṛṣṇa. Indeed, their affection for Kṛṣṇa exceeded even their affection for their own sons. In displaying their affection, they had thus distinguished between Kṛṣṇa and their sons. But now, that distinction disappeared. Purport. The distinction between one's own son and another's son is not unnatural. Many elderly women have motherly affection for the sons of others. They observe distinctions, however, between those other sons and their own. But now, the elderly gopīs could not distinguish between their own sons and Kṛṣṇa. For since their own sons had been taken by Brahma, Kṛṣṇa had expanded as their sons. Therefore, their extra affection for their sons, who were now Kṛṣṇa himself, was due to the bewilderment resembling that of Brahma. Previously, the mothers of Shidam, Sudama, Subal, and Kṛṣṇa's other friends did not have the same affection for one another's sons. But now, the gopīs treated all the boys as their own. Sukadeva Goswami therefore wanted to explain this increment of affection in terms of Kṛṣṇa's bewilderment of Brahma, the gopīs, the cows, and everyone else. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, is the last chapter that Srila Prabhupada had commented or gave his purports. Right from the very beginning, when he came to America, he thought that he will not be able to finish the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 cantos. And therefore, he gave us the Kṛṣṇa book, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in 3 volumes, knowingly that he is in the ripe age. So just to give us the smiling face, the lotus face of Lord Kṛṣṇa compared to the 10th canto, so he wrote the Kṛṣṇa book, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And right from the very last stage of Srila Prabhupada's life, he was commenting unto this. And then later on, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada continued the explanation or commentaries based from the previous acharyas, Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, Sanatan Goswami, Sridhar Goswami. The remaining of the different cantos and chapters of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It says that this chapter is specifically confidential. It is a secret. Why? Because an ordinary person whose senses are uncontrolled, the mind is not peaceful, he will not be able to understand. In the beginning of this chapter, Sukadeva Goswami was praising Parikshit Maharaj, because Parikshit Maharaj was very eager to hear the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. There are 2 kinds or 2 types of pastimes of the Supreme Lord. One is called Naimitika Lila and Nitya Lila. Now, Naimitika Lila specifically is express all of these activities by the Supreme Lord along with his eternal associates in the material world. And not necessarily that this is also present in the spiritual world, which the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are Nitya Lila, eternal pastimes. It's like there is no Lord Brahma in Goloka Vrindavan. There is no Indra, or there are no demigods. There are no demons sent by King Kamsa in the spiritual world. So this pastime of the Supreme Lord is naimitika. That means this is occasional. And this is happening in different universes. In every universe there is a Vrindavan where Supreme Lord would take birth or appear. It's like 5,000 years ago when Lord Kṛṣṇa appeared from the womb of Mother Devaki in the jail of King Kamsa. The next moment, Kṛṣṇa will take birth in a different universe, in Vrindavan or in Mathura, because Kṛṣṇa only performed his pastimes in Vrindavan, not in Hong Kong or Delhi or anywhere else. Only in Vrindavan. Kṛṣṇa without Vrindavan is not complete. That means Kṛṣṇa means Vrindavan, and Vrindavan means Kṛṣṇa along with his eternal associates. So it says that for the devotees, even though we heard these pastimes again and again and again, it is like so fresh. It's like newer and newer and newer. And for those who have taste for hearing the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, they relish it more and more and more. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that we can grade ourselves how much advanced we are in Krishna consciousness by knowing whether we are having attachment in hearing the holy name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Now, if you don't have taste, that means your material desires could be increasing, because this is correlate with each other. The more you want to hear the topics about the Supreme Lord, then the more your material desires decrease. The more your material desires decrease while executing bhakti, then you don't want to chant, you don't want to hear, and you want to entertain the dictations of your mind. So here in this pastime is very interesting, because this is like a continuation of the previous chapter, chapter 12 of the 10th canto, the killing of Aghasura. Aghasura is like a python, big python. We have in our Gurukul in Ojai. How many of you have been to our Gurukul in Ojai? Wow, good, almost 80%. So you're missing some nice Aghasura demon there, where the pastimes, it says that the cowherd boys, they knew that this is a demon, a big serpent, but somehow they wanted to go inside the mouth. The mouth of Aghasura is so huge, it's like a mountain cave. And the upper lip or the upper mouth of Aghasura is almost touching the sky. This is how big Aghasura. So they went inside knowingly, without fear, that Kṛṣṇa will save them. This is, see, the Sakyaras, the quality of those devotees who have relationship with Kṛṣṇa as a cowherd boy. They treat Kṛṣṇa equally. There is no such thing as with awe and reverence. Unlike in Santaras or Dasharas, in Sakyaras, the flavor of the relationship between Kṛṣṇa and the cowherd boys is so sweet. They don't care about Kṛṣṇa. They care about Kṛṣṇa, but they don't see him. They don't treat him with aswairya bhav, with awe and reverence. So they thought, okay, let's go inside. This is fun. Might as well, because, you know, Kṛṣṇa is behind us. He will protect us. No problem. So Kṛṣṇa was thinking in a way that, well, I have to protect these boys. I have to protect them. And also he went inside, just like in the Kesi demon, when he put his arm, suffocated the Kesi demon. Who is a Kesi demon? Horse. Horse demon. It becomes so hot, like red hot iron. And also it bursts the mouth of Kesi demon. So Kṛṣṇa, he entered, and Aghasura demon became suffocated. Kṛṣṇa became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until Kṛṣṇa pierced the body of Aghasura, and then the cowherd boys escaped or became alive again, because seemingly they were in a sleeping state while they were inside, because Aghasura has this poisonous effect also from his body. So before this again, and that day, Lord Kṛṣṇa, he decided that we should have a picnic. We should have a picnic. We will bring our tiffin lunchbox to the forest while pasturing the cows and the calves. Sisi Gornitai ki jai, Guru Parampara ki jai, Sisi Kṛṣṇa Balaram ki jai, Radhe Shyam Lalita Visakha Devi ki jai. And so, the beginning of the pastimes of the cowherd boys starts around 6 o'clock in the morning. From 6 till 9 o'clock in the evening, they're all together. So Kṛṣṇa spends more time with the cowherd boys and the cows and the calves more than Mother Yasoda or Nanda Maharaj. And sometimes when they play, they will be so much enjoying that they will forget to eat. And Mother Yasoda will ask Rohini, Mataji, to ask, to plead, please come home now. It's time for your lunch. And not until she would say that, oh, Nanda Baba is waiting, then they will come. So now, around 6 o'clock in the morning, with the bugle of Lord Kṛṣṇa, he always accompanied, but specifically with the flute, but during the pasturing pastimes, with a bugle and a stick to use for the cows, to guide the cows. So he blew his conch, he blew his bugle, horn, buffalo horn, and everyone, all the cowherd boys, all the gopals, says gopals, cowherd boys, they were all rushing from their home, from their residence. And they told their mother, oh, just send the tiffin this time. We cannot wait. Kṛṣṇa is hurrying us up. So when they went, then they killed, Kṛṣṇa killed the Aghasura demon. The main purpose now is that now they would like to have lunch. So Kṛṣṇa, along with the cowherd boys, they were looking for a very picturesque, very beautiful, very a place where they can have also nice green grass for the cows and the calves. So they were searching and searching, big lake, Yamuna, and then somehow they come to a place where it becomes a little smaller, and then they pointed out that this is the best place. Near the bank of Yamuna, we will take our lunch. So everyone line up in piles, and everyone would like to see Kṛṣṇa face to face. It says that, Śrīmad Bhagavatam says that they sat down just like Kṛṣṇa is the wall of the lotus flower, and everyone encircled him. So everyone, due to the Shakti of Lord Kṛṣṇa, everyone is thinking that I am with Kṛṣṇa, just like in Rasa Leela. Everyone thinking that Kṛṣṇa is looking at me. So before lunch, they were all playing, they were stealing one's tiffins, and sometimes they will put even jasmine in one of the pakoras, and then when they taste the pakora, it'll be very bitter. They will steal each other's tiffin lunchbox, and when the other cowherd boyfriend of Lord Kṛṣṇa would start to cry, then they will give back. They will give back the tiffin. So this is going on. They were sharing each other's prasadam, laddu, samosa. You can think of everything about this very, very delicious gulab jamun, everything. So now, the cows, the calves, they started to move. They started to go further and further away from where Kṛṣṇa and the cowherd boys were sitting. So the cowherd boys started to be worried. He says, what's going on? I mean, this is not good. We are enjoying, but the cows are going away. So Kṛṣṇa says, don't worry. Do not fear. You continue taking your lunch, prasad, and I will go and search for them, because they cannot really see. It's so far now that it is beyond their eyes' sight. So Kṛṣṇa says, why don't you just continue your prasad? Huh? But at that time, Kṛṣṇa also is in the middle of taking prasad, and he has put his flute on the right side, and the bugle, the horn, and the stick on his left side. Left side. This is the left side. This is the right side. So, and also in his hands, he has yogurt. He likes yogurt so much. Rice, and on his left hand also he has some pickles made of fruits. Some of you like pickles, right? We have one devotee, he makes nice pickles here for the devotees. So, while he said that to his cowherd boyfriends, hey, just wait here and I will go. Don't worry. So, he was having this prasad with him, and he left. Now, Kṛṣṇa is omniscient. Abhigya Swarat. In the first canto, first chapter, first verse of the Śrīmad Bhagavatam. He's all-knowing, he's omniscient, he's omnipresent. So he knew, because Brahma, along with the other demigods, they are watching the killing of Aghasura. Brahma is on his carrier. What is the carrier of Brahma? Swan. Yes, a swan. So Lord Brahma was there, and he was watching this boy. Just a mere village boy, but everyone is attracted to him. He seems to be very powerful because he killed this big demon, Aghasura. Let me test how much more power he has. So Kṛṣṇa, he understood the mentality of Brahma. He knows everyone's mentality, even right now, whether you're hearing or you are somewhere else in the universe. So, Brahma, he tried to see, because Brahma is very powerful. He's the most powerful jiva. 58%. Like Kṛṣṇa has unlimited qualities, but he has 64 qualities, main qualities, according to the Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami. He analyzed even up to the jiva, the topmost jiva, Lord Brahma, 58%. So Brahma is also very powerful. He's the second creator. He's the engineer. He's the one who provided this body, the gross body and the subtle body that we have at the moment. According to the karma, activities that we perform in the past, and according to our desire and what we are thinking at the time of death. He will provide. If you qualified, you can have better than this demigod or lower species of life. Depends on our activities. So, Lord Brahma, he thought, let me steal the calves and the cowherd boys. Let me see what is the reaction of Kṛṣṇa. Let me see what will he do. So, Kṛṣṇa, because he was far away, he was searching for the calves. That was the moment that Brahma was waiting for. He stole the calves and the calves and the cowherd boys. Now, the energy of the Supreme Lord that is working under Lord Brahma is Mahamaya. He is not under Yoga Maya here. He is under Mahamaya, thinking to deceive Lord Kṛṣṇa. So he took the calves and the cowherd boys, put them in a cave. But then, the next moment, he looked, the cowherd boys are there, the cows are there also. So now, it says that these cowherd boys and calves, they are product of the Mahamaya. They're not the original cowherd boys and the calves. Because Chinmayaras, the associates of the Supreme Lord, they have the same quality of the Supreme Lord. Spiritual, transcendental, full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. So Brahma cannot touch them. It's not possible. But Brahma doesn't know this. So when he looked, who is the cowherd boys there and who are the calves? That is product of Yoga Maya. Okay. So now when Lord Kṛṣṇa came back, where are the cowherd boys? Kṛṣṇa is not seeing. Where are the calves? The other calves? He's not seeing. So he decided, this is for one moment, but the whole pastimes actually it expanded up to 1 year. Because Lord Brahma's time in relation to our time is lengthy. It's like the demigods, our 1 day is there 6 months. But Lord Brahma is... Oh, 1 day is our 6 months. Yes. So, what about Lord Brahma? 1 moment is 1 year in the earthly planet. So what happened now is, what am I going to do now? Am I going to go back home and says to the mothers of my cowherd boyfriends that, something happened, now they're not there? So, to fulfill the desires of the elderly gopis, the mothers of the cowherd boys, because for them, even though their sons are dear to them, but Kṛṣṇa is exceptionally very, very dear to them. They like Kṛṣṇa more than their own sons, so to speak. So they have the desire to breastfeed Kṛṣṇa. Now Kṛṣṇa is only like 3 years old here. 3 years old, still in the childhood or boyhood pastimes. Now Kṛṣṇa thought, well, I have to make a plan whereby the mothers will not be worried. So he expanded himself. The same cowherd boys, the same dhotis they wear, the same mannerism, the same characteristics, the same how they wear their clothes and so on. So when they went home, the mothers, they became so affectionate to their own sons. Very affectionate. That they cannot tell what is it that I am feeling right now with my own son. As if it is like the same feeling that I have with Lord Kṛṣṇa. That doesn't mean that they don't have any more affection with Lord Kṛṣṇa. Their affection with Lord Kṛṣṇa increases more and more and more. But at the same time, the affection that they have, it says here, the distinction, the affection that they have, the display of their affection towards their son is indistinguishable, cannot be distinguished between Kṛṣṇa and their sons. And now this distinction actually disappeared, but for Kṛṣṇa it's increasing more and more and more. Kṛṣṇa is completely independent. We depend on Lord Kṛṣṇa, but Kṛṣṇa depends on his devotees' prema. That's why it says that Kṛṣṇa sometimes seems to be subjugated, subordinate than his devotees. Not because the devotees are greater, but because of the prema, because of the love. The love of the devotees towards the Supreme Lord made Kṛṣṇa fulfill all of their desires. To the degree that we have love for the Supreme Lord, to the degree that Kṛṣṇa seemingly surrendered unto the desires of his devotees. Kṛṣṇa became a chariot driver of his pure devotee and friend, Arjuna. Now in the material world, this will never ever happen, that the master becomes the driver of the car and the servant sits at the back of the car. It's not possible. Kṛṣṇa is so much dependent on the prema of his pure devotees. And one of the acharyas says, this is not a defect. For the Mayavadis, they will not be able to relish. The more one's love towards the Supreme Lord is so immense, then the more Kṛṣṇa becomes seemingly subordinate. And he will fulfill all the desires of his devotee. So this is not a defect. Actually, it is an ornament. It's an ornament. It is like makes Kṛṣṇa's qualities and opulences increase multifolds. So now, the calves also, they are Kṛṣṇa. So when they went to the cow barn, they have two kinds of calves. One newly born, and one are the elderly calves. So the elderly calves is supposed to not to drink anymore the milk, only the new ones, newly born. If there is no newborn calf, the mother will not give milk. There is no milk being produced from the mother. So, but this time, the calves also, they want to serve Lord, or the cows, they want to serve Lord Kṛṣṇa, so it was fulfilled. It was fulfilled by giving their milk to the elderly calves. And this went on for 1 year. Now, on the 5th or 6th night before the 1 year is completed, Lord Balaram also became covered up by Yogamaya. He was not able to understand, because on the time that this pastime happened, it was Lord Balaram's birthday. So Balaram did not go with the cowherd boys and Lord Kṛṣṇa. He sent a message that I'm not able to come today to Lord Kṛṣṇa because one of my uncles from the Puru dynasty will come to see me. So you go ahead. But later on, during like the whole year practically, but then on the 5th or 6th night before the 1 year is completed, Lord Balaram started to understand, hey, what's going on here? Why the affection of the mothers to their sons seems to be the same affection that they have for Lord Kṛṣṇa, for my brother, younger brother. What is going on? So this is like the Yogamaya See, for the devotees of the Supreme Lord, the covering is Yoga Māyā, and for the materialist, it's Mahamaya. So Yoga Māyā started to be unveiled. So he was asking, who are these boys? Are they sages? Are they like great yogis who perform tapasya, severe tapasya? Who are they? And then on the third part, Kṛṣṇa actually revealed that actually they are my expansions. Balaram was surprised also because when they were going to Govardhan, the cowherd man and the cows, they were on top of the hill. Don't imitate them. Don't go on top of the hill of Govardhan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not even go. Because if you step on the Govardhan hill, it's like an offense. None different than Lord Kṛṣṇa. So, and it was like really bumpy surface from the top. When the cows saw the calves, because Kṛṣṇa and Balaram now, they're going to pasture the calves and the cows, they started running, and the cowherd men, they cannot control with a rope. They cannot. So, because it will be an accident if you don't let it go, so they let it go. And for the cows, they didn't care. They're just jumping up and down because those cows, they're all Kṛṣṇa. The affection again, the sneha, the affection is so great. So Lord Balaram, he understood that yes, something is very mystical here, what's going on. So Kṛṣṇa revealed that actually these cowherd boys and the calves actually none different than me. They're myself. Why did Lord Kṛṣṇa, he did not reveal to Balaram that actually those cowherd boys and the calves, from the very beginning, that they were me? Why? Because Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, they have cowherd boyfriends, very dear cowherd boyfriends, like Sridham, Sudham, Ojasvi, Stoka Kṛṣṇa. Especially, Balaram is very attached to Sridham, the brother of Radharani. That if he told this in the beginning, Balaram will miss. He will be lonely or he will be grief-stricken. So better keep it quiet. No one knew. No one in Braj knew. Only in the 5th or 6th night before the 100 days or 1 year. 1 year is over. So now, Lord Brahma is in complete bewilderment. He is not able to understand the depth of power of Lord Kṛṣṇa. That eventually, Lord Kṛṣṇa, he revealed all of these cowherd boys who are none different than him, and the cows, the elderly calves. He manifests himself as bluish color, four-arm form. They were all sitting down, but then somehow, eventually, they manifest themselves in bluish color. And the calves, they're all having srivatsa. Srivatsa means this whitish hair on the right-hand side of the breast or chest of Lord Kṛṣṇa. They're all wearing this Indranilmani gem. They're all wearing beautiful yellow silken cloth. They're all very, very looking beautiful. These are not the Vishnu form. These are Kṛṣṇa himself. And same with the calves. So now, Lord Brahma becomes more bewildered. this is not happening. I cannot. The veil of Yoga Maya has been uncovered so that Lord Brahma can see all of these cowherd boys. So Lord Brahma, he understood that, well, I thought I'm the most powerful person here in the universe. But this mere young boy, cowherd boy, a village boy. Now Kṛṣṇa, when Lord Brahma saw him, when he entered, he says he's like an actor. An actor entering into a play. These are all Kṛṣṇa's arrangements to show Lord Brahma and to give him blessings, because Lord Brahma is dear to Lord Kṛṣṇa. He has love for Lord Kṛṣṇa, Lord Brahma. That he did this so that to increase the love of Lord Brahma towards Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. Now, when Lord Kṛṣṇa entered, that is momentarily, then they all disappear, and Kṛṣṇa is like as if it was 1 year before. He had what? Yogurt and fruit pickles in his hand, and he's looking for the cowherd boys and the calves. But then the original cowherd boys, now Lord Kṛṣṇa found the calves, so he brought them, but still he has these items in his hand. And he saw all of these cowherd boys, they are still taking prasadam. So that means for 1 year, they're waiting for Lord Kṛṣṇa. But that is one moment also. For 1 year, they're all taking prasad and they're thinking, oh, Kṛṣṇa will come back. He will be with the calves. And Lord Brahma, he witnessed all of this. And that's why in the next chapter, it'll be the prayers of Lord Brahma. Oh, this first part is only up to that. 10th canto is only up to that. Then it'll be an offering of prayers of Lord Brahma to Lord Kṛṣṇa. So we can see here how the supremacy of the Supreme Lord is so immense, is so bewildering, even to the topmost jiva in our universe. And that's why it says that this is very confidential, this is very secret. But for those like us who are in the sadhana platform still, Vaidhi sadhana, but maybe some of you in the Raganuga platform, at least we can understand or have a glimpse of these pastimes of the Supreme Lord, that it cannot be duplicated. No one can perform these pastimes better or greater than the Supreme Lord himself. Understanding these pastimes, we can see them through the sastra chakshu. Our eyes right now are still contaminated, our senses are contaminated, but we can see through the eyes of the scriptures from the previous acharyas. Somehow, they have given the vision of what's going on. Through their meditation, the samadhi, performing great tapasya and being absorbed in the Supreme Lord's bhakti, pure devotional service, that somehow they can witness what's going on. And we should be very thankful to Srila Prabhupada. Without his mercy, we will not be able to come to the point where ultimately we will be able to develop love of God. So the secret of success in Kṛṣṇa consciousness is to purify our heart. And how do we purify our heart? Continuously hearing and chanting the name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. We're very fortunate. Somehow, we are in the best place in Vrindavan, the best temple, In Vrindavan, the best association in Vrindavan or in the entire universe, because Vrindavan is the best place in the entire universe. So we should take advantage of this. Don't take it for granted. Life is short. For the materialist, life is short. Party harder? No. Life is short. Be more serious in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Hare Krishna. Yes, sir. Where is Bhakta Mike?
Hare Krishna. You must have an intense moment in your life. How when Kṛṣṇa was taking lunch.
Yes.
And all the God was appeared in. And you said it was just like in the Rasa days, that everybody thought that Kṛṣṇa was looking only towards himself. Now, I would like to know, is this in purpose?
No, Kṛṣṇa, no. Just try to analyze. Kṛṣṇa in the rasa dance, which we don't speak in public, is all the gopis, they're thinking that Kṛṣṇa is with her. This is a Shakti of the Supreme Lord. Here, Kṛṣṇa doesn't have to do anything. These are all the workings of his Shakti. Like Lila Shakti, when Putana came, no one stopped her. They were all so astounded by the beauty of Putana. They have never seen her before, so they thought, oh, she must be like the goddess of fortune. So here, everyone it's like a very important person. Everyone would like to be as closer to him as possible. Be with him as possible, as much as possible. So in these pastimes, it says that Kṛṣṇa became like the whirl of the lotus. He was in the center, and all the cowherd boys are surrounding him. So if you are surrounded, but somebody must be from behind. The Acharya says that even though those who were behind Lord Kṛṣṇa, they see Kṛṣṇa face to face. That's why I was saying that we see these pastimes, or the whole pastimes of the Supreme Lord, through the eyes of the pure devotees who commented on this. Because we don't have the eyes to see it. We use the Shastra Chakshu. Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami. Somehow they can enter into the pastimes and see what's going on. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Commentary of the Acharyas. I will go and let you know later. I will go in deep again inside, because I just, whatever is in my mind, I explain to you to the best of what I have. I will come back to you. Yes.
So, in our Kṛṣṇa consciousness, faith is a very important aspect, because once you surrender, then no matter what we hear and how we try to wrap our brain around how wonderful Kṛṣṇa is, it's almost a little bit difficult. So we've got to get back to the firm faith.
Yeah.
And this authentic teaching is the only clear teaching available. Everything else is speculation.
Yeah. Prabhupada says, you just repeat what you've heard and don't speculate. That means your knowledge is perfect. And what else can we ask for? Lord Kṛṣṇa is the supreme. So Bhagavad-Gita is there, Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and by the help of the Acharyas, we'll be able to somehow grasp a little bit. It's not possible through logic and argument. Even the Mayavadis, they think that Krishna's pastimes, this is also illusion. Being a cowherd boy, God being a cowherd boy, this is also not real. Prabhupada was one, he asked before his disciples, how do you know Krishna is God? So one devotee was there and many slokas, maya jaksena prakati siyate satsaracharam ahasam aham sarvasya prabhavo isvara parama Krishna. They quoted many verses. So Prabhupada, he says, no. And then he says, because you can feel it. You can feel that Krishna is God once you follow the process of bhakti. But then later on, he asked the same question. How do you know Krishna is God? And that devotee who was there, he knew the answer. You can feel it. So he was waiting for the other disciples to say different slokas. And then, Prabhupada, because you can feel it. Prabhupada says, no. Now he was like scratching his head. What is this? I was there. I knew. Prabhupada said that. He says, because it says in the Shastras, and you can feel it. Now it is complete. Okay? Srila Prabhupada? Yes, one last question. Kṛṣṇa Kumar Prabhu, he's our head of village preaching. If you want to go to Braj, see Braj, Namahata, yeah, well, village, Namahata, village preaching. Go and see him.
Thank you, Maharaj, for nice class. I want to ask one thing. In the same particular year, one incident also took place. So please comment on that.
What is that again?
In that particular year, when Brahma is stolen all the
Yeah.
cows, all the gopis of marriageable age got married to the cowherd boys in the same particular year.
Yeah.
All Kṛṣṇa and all gopi desires
To have them as Kṛṣṇa as their husband?
Yes.
Well, I read it also that the desire or the wish of those younger gopis also became fulfilled. But this time when I was reading, I was not able to find it. But it just makes sense. Yeah? Just makes sense. Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.